Hey, my name is Dr. Sean Price, Clinical Coordinator here at Chiro Spa in Fort Walton Beach. This is thyroid video number 4 in our thyroid video series. And on today's video, I want to talk about why patients will come in, and we get this all the time, and you'll actually see it in our feeds and our threads of comments after our videos. We hear from patients quite often, Dr. Price, my lab values are normal, but I still feel really, really badly. Or you may have patients whose lab values are out of range, and they go and they get on medication, Thyroid or levothyroxine, and then their lab values return to normal, but they still feel poorly, and they don't understand why. And so there are two reasons why this happens. The first reason is too narrow of a focus on the labs that are being run. Most of the time, when labs are run looking for thyroid issues, it's usually just TSH that's run. Maybe some T4 or T3, but primarily it's just TSH that gets run. And what will happen is, if your TSH is normal, that just tells us that you have normal T4 being produced, but it doesn't tell us anything about conversion of T4 to T3, how the cells are getting the T3 in through T3 uptake, how much is converted to reverse T3. It doesn't tell us all these other factors that can be involved. So item number 1 is not enough labs are run to get a good idea about what's going on with the thyroid and all of the thyroid metabolic processes. Item number 2 is lab values have a wide range of what's considered normal. And that's okay. It should be like that, because you don't want to go to the doctor and get prematurely put on medication if you don't need it. But what that does is, if you go to the lab, I'll give you an example, TSH. So for TSH, most labs will be somewhere around this range, but we'll say 0.5 to 5.0 would be considered normal TSH ranges, okay? If you go to the doctor and you get your labs run, and let's say it comes back at 4.5, well, that's within that range, so it's considered a normal finding. In functional nutrition and in functional medicine, what we do is we look for optimal lab ranges, and what we found to be optimal for TSH is 1.8 to 3.0. So given that same lab, I would look at your TSH and see 4.5, and I would know that this is actually moving you towards hypothyroidism. So that's explanation number 1. You are actually not functioning optimally. You may be normal, but you're not optimal. Now, if you don't understand why high TSH equals low thyroid, go back and watch my video on thyroid metabolism, and you'll get an understanding for that. But the point of this is, you need to run enough labs, problem number 1, and then you need to analyze those labs based on optimal values. And that's what we do in our office, because we want to know what's going on with all the metabolic processes, and are they functioning optimally. And if they're not, then we get in there and we do what we can to support that function to recover. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to post below.